Good morning. It's Monday here in English 121, and I just want to do a quick overview of the workshop process. So we're going to head on over to the discussion board, and down in week 3, as you should know by now, it is writing workshop week. And there's a couple things you want to do before you get started if you haven't already. You want to take a look at the guidelines for writing workshops. There's a link right here in the discussion board, and it takes you over to the content section where it goes over all of the expectations for a writing workshop in this class, including how they will be graded. So depending on the grade that you would like, you want to make sure you're meeting those criterion there in the list. And if we go back to the discussion board again, you will see that there's also a short video that I made for you about writing workshops in general. So please be sure to watch that. It's a pretty short one and it will get you started for workshops. And then in terms of logistics for this one, you want to make sure that you have uploaded or attached a copy of your essay, so a draft of your This I Believe essay as a .doc or a PDF, so a Word doc or a PDF file. There's a lot of ways you can make those regardless of the software that you're using, but you want to make sure it's one of those two formats so that everyone is able to open it and read it if they need to. In order to earn full credit for the workshop, your draft has to be at least 2.5 pages long, and you need to attach that before 11:59 p.m. tonight, Monday. And then you're going to find the drafts for your 2 assigned classmates or 2 of your classmates in your group. Review their drafts and then respond. Give them some feedback. To give them feedback, you need to copy and paste these 6 questions right here into your response. So go ahead and select all of those and copy and then paste them into your answer. The workshop groups are listed down here. Some of you are in a group of 4. If you're in a group of 4, you still only need to respond to 2 people. So if you're in this group here with Sean, Laura, Walter, and Diane, you only need to respond to 2 classmates. You just want to make sure that everyone gets some feedback. So that is our workshop for this week, and that's going to take up the first 3 days of the week. Later on in the week, you will need to, if you go back here to week 3 and then to our checklist, you are going to do a quick learning activity quiz where you're going to take your workshop feedback and move on to the revision and editing stages of the writing process. That's due before Friday at 11:59 p.m. And you also are going to jump into a discussion board the last part of the week where you start looking at the articles that you get to choose from for essay number 2. So since this is summer semester, we're trying to cram a lot of things in at once, and so we will start finishing up essay 1 and jumping right into essay 2 at the same time. So just make sure you're planning ahead and you've got some time to jump into those conversations later this week. For now, focus on that writing workshop in our discussion board. And then last but not least, I want to draw your attention to something that I added to content in week 3 under assignments and materials. You will find a document called Essay Elements Q&A. You all asked some great questions in your learning activity quiz last week, and if I didn't answer your question directly in my comments to you, which you can find in the grade book, then I answered your questions here. So I copied and pasted a lot of your questions because they were really good. Is it okay if I have 2 paragraphs for an introduction? What about transitions? How about, let's see, questions about conclusions? How long should they be? Should they be a whole paragraph, just a couple sentences? Are they longer than introductions? Again, how many sentences should I include in this? What about, do essay structures work for everything? Some questions about introduction, paragraphs, thesis statements. Where do they show up? How do we do this? So lots of great questions here, and then my attempt at some answers for you. So feel free to go through here and find your particular question or look at the questions that your classmates asked and see what kinds of answers I provided for them. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that was here. And again, that's in content under week 3 in the assignments and materials section. So again, every week is divided into an overview and checklist and assignments and materials. If you go to the checklist, you can work your way through every single thing you need to do this week in the order that you should do it. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and use this email button up here at the very, very top of your screen. Shoot me an email. I check my email all the time. I will get back in touch with you as soon as possible and help you out in whatever way I can. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing in those writing workshops this week. Take care.